Magic. In that year, 1978, the stage of my life as a student also ended for me, due to the economic problems that my family was going through, as I mentioned before. After having finished the 8th year, repeated, and having achieved my school graduate, and after a well-deserved vacation as always in our beloved Alicante, my mother raised the situation, and it was decided that I would start working to help around the house with the expenses. At that time, it was still possible to start working at the age of 14, as it was not compulsory to study until the age of 16 as it is today. Although the change to that law did not reach me for a little bit, because it would change a few months after I was working. Since my brother is younger than I, he had to stay in school out of obligation. So let's just say that I became the sacrificial lamb so that we could all make ends meet. Thus, when a new course started in September for my classmates, a new course that will lead them to the university and which I will have wanted to join, for me, a new stage in my life began, totally different, where I will know what it is to earn the bread that is eaten every day, where I will know the real tiredness after 8 or 10 hours on my feet in the store where I started my working life. Having to walk Zaragoza from end to end without knowing it completely, and arriving home at night in winter to find my mother sewing, my father drunk when he was at home, and a bed that was waiting for me with open arms, not only to sleep, but to dream and imagine between its sheets all kinds of stories that took me away from the daily routine and from the sadness of my home. 4 were my loyal companions in those days. 1 was my guitar that had become an inseparable friend between my fingers. Next to it, the omnipresent music, rocking my melancholy as well as my little joys and my love stories. The 3rd, the books, especially and as a reference, Wuthering Heights, free of charge tickets to other worlds and other lives where I could be free. And the last, the love I felt for my neighbor Eloy, which, although unrequited, filled my hopes. The store where I started working was called Magic, and it was a boutique with the latest fashion. The manager was a lady who, although already mature, always dressed modern but elegant, with a youthful air. Her name was Isabel, and although she was a boss, she always treated me with respect and affection. With her, I learned many things that will help me in my future, especially in the workplace. I will always remember the first time she sent me on an errand away from the store, so far away that I had to catch a bus. I didn't even know the neighborhood where I was supposed to go. I asked her how I will get there, totally scared because nowadays we have Google to direct us, but not then. Her answer was, "Asking you can get to Rome." And yes, his answer may have sounded a little brusque, but it was a premise that I applied then and for the rest of my life, and I've never gotten lost. As an apprentice, I was trained for everything there was to do there, and not with short courses as nowadays, but on the flight, laboring. From cleaning the store, ironing the clothes that arrived new, decorating, selling, reviewing delivery notes, watering the plants, making deposits in the bank, and taking clothes to be repaired by the seamstresses, or going to collect from hard-to-pay customers. Along with me worked another girl older than me. At the time, she was 21 years old, and I saw her as a super adult. Her name was Consuelo, and she was a very, very good friend for years. And at that time, she also taught me many things and tricks. I was part of her life and everything that happened in it. I had to comfort her when her mother passed away shortly after I started working. Galloping cirrhosis took her away. The poor thing suffered a lot. I couldn't imagine the pain she went through. The thought of losing my mother so young made me break down inside. In addition, she was left alone with her blind father, and although he defended himself well in his daily life, For cello, it was a challenge. She also made me participate in very pleasant moments together with her then boyfriend Javier, with whom she would later marry, a wedding that I attended as a guest. My shifts were in the morning from 9 to 1. I will go home to eat, and I will return to work in the afternoon from 4 to 8, although many afternoons it was almost 9 when I left the store. I always walked, and I loved the journey to my home, especially the passage through one of the most beautiful squares in Zaragoza, the one today called Plaza de los Sitios, then called Plaza de José Antonio. On the way home in winter, on the foggy nights of Zaragoza that are very intense, the square took on an air of mystery and English literary romanticism that fascinated me, although I must also say that at times it created an unsettling and somewhat uncomfortable feeling, because at that time of night the square was deserted. Listening only to the footsteps of my boots and trying not to think that someone could crouch behind a tree or a statue and attack me. Everything dissipated when I reached the illuminated avenue full of life and activity. But despite everything, I loved that mixture of sensations that often transported me to the worlds and the stories of my books. I haven't commented on it before, but the store was located at number 16 San Miguel Street in Zaragoza, in the heart of the city. A street full of life, at least then, with a famous pastry shop in the city called the San Valero Oven, which sold delicious honey cakes and coconut palmier pastries without competition. A grocery market, a flower shop right next to my shop, where I often used to buy flowers for my mother. And my favorite store, also door to door, Discos Lina Zero, a music and record stores. There, I spent the little money I had left for myself after handing over my salary at home, which at that time was 25,000 pesetas a month. Vinyl LP records of the Beatles, of which little by little I made a collection. The first album of Kate Bush, a British singer that I adore, especially for her song Wuthering Heights. Several albums of John Denver, when almost no one knew country music in Spain, and of course, soundtrack of Jesus Christ Superstar. I was in that job for 2 years, until 1980, when the store closed and all of us there were unemployed. My boss went to live in Madrid with her boyfriend, and I had to look for another place where I could be of help at home.